What's up guys, Killer back here with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today you guys finally get what you've been asking me for. The top 5-star heroes in the game. Well, I couldn't break it down to just top 5 heroes in the game. For one, it's too many 5-star heroes, people doing way too many different stuff, and it's a lot of different synergy. I have to be honest, this video should have came out before Knights of Avalon. They're adding a hero of the month every month, and they're adding 2 new 5-stars to the game with the reroll of the events. So a lot of the heroes on this list will probably change. This should have came out probably the month before the Avalon, which I guess would be not September, but would be August. I should have dropped this video, but here we go. What you'll see is a combination of people, but they're kind of out of specific class. So I broke down the classes into hitter, tank, healer, buffer, and debuffer. And this is how we're going to break down the top 5. We're going to have the top 5 in each category, and then you guys figure out who you like and who you don't like. I'm probably going to get killed for this video, but I don't care. You guys have been asking for it. Here it goes. So at number 5 for the hitting class is my man, Gravemaker. Gravemaker is definitely on this list. Not that he's a true sniper, but he is definitely a hitter. He hits 3 people, lights them on fire for 2 turns, and it comes right back at you if you get a go set a 3 tile. Gravemaker has been a game changer for raids, offense and defense. Not so much on Titans, but I'm not mad when I bring him on Titans. His survivability, he's very survivable, and he does add a chain link to his fellow reds of defense and offense, so he's making the team a little better too. Not to mention the extra bonus damage against green, definitely makes Gravemaker a player on the hitter side. Next up, at number 4, is my girl Missandra. Missandra is not necessarily a sniper either. She's kind of a gambler hitter, but when she hits and it hits more than once, best believe that's the better of it. Not to mention that mana boost from the multiple hits, can't argue with that. And with some of the other tactics in the game, due to the fact that she can hit multiples with the defenses and shield downs, she's definitely on this list. She's at my number 4. Next up is none other than the Hatter. I was gonna call him the Mad Hatter. The Hatter. The Hatter actually is unique. He does hit 3, but no matter what, he steals everybody's buffs. Adding buffs to your team after a hit, I would put him in that first wing spot, because if he happens to steal an attack up, a defensive up, a share damage, a mana up, then all the better for your team. Hatter is definitely one of those hitters that is definitely a game changer when he goes off. I haven't yet played with him, don't have him, but when I go up against him on even defense, he's still a strong player. And the fact that he hits 3 can't make him too bad against Titans. And I can imagine, like with those reflect spells on Titans and stuff like that, he can steal that. So he can steal buffs from everybody. So Hatter's definitely on this list. At number 2, gotta be Kageboro. Kage is kind of, you know, he was at first Dispeller before the hit. So when he targets you, he's dispelling you, so he's not going to take any damage from his hit from reflect, or reduce his hit from defensive up, or share damage. So Kage is in that number 1 spot. I find him kind of weak on the offensive side of raids, but on defensive side of raids, he's one-shotting my Magni right now. Insane. So if you've got invested emblems in Kage, he's definitely the way to go. Is attack and keep going attack, so he can start one-shotting people right off the rip. He hits so hard. Not necessarily the hardest hitting person in the game, but he's hard. Now the drop off of the 50% health, that kind of caps him, but at the same time, you got to respect when somebody has a Kageboro going against your team. And for the number 1 spot, got to go with my man Poseidon. Yes, I don't have him. I've been chasing him forever, but that's okay. He's definitely number 1 for my list. Poseidon, when he goes off, is consistent damage. It's almost instant death. Not to mention he's buffing your team against mana debuffs and silence. With Mickey out, that's kind of important now, because Mickey does silence the whole team. And we didn't know when that was going to be relevant, because before Mickey, it was only Peter that had the silence in the game. But now it kind of seems like it's coming out relevant. He's going to be one of those snipers you're definitely going to want. He has great survivability. You could almost tank him. He's great as a wing or flank. He kind of goes just about anywhere. Great stats. Poseidon is definitely number 1 hitter on my list. All right, so next up, we got to go with the tanks. And for tanks, I'm going to start off with somebody who I do have. Aegir is in the number 5 spot for tanks. Aegir does make a great tank, and since his buff or rework, he's definitely a threat. I could say he's higher up than that. You could definitely make a play that he's probably in more of the top 3. But as of right now, I got him at 5 because Aegir can also play wing flank. If you forget about Aegir, you made a mistake. If you feed too many tiles on Aegir and don't have a board, it'll come back to bite you because you can't hurt the rest of the team. Also, they're healing with their tile damage, and even on defense and offense, it works out great. I have come back from my Aegir buff from healing, and I have lost to Aegir buff on the defensive side of him. Aegir is one of those great tanks. If you are looking for a blue tank, Aegir is the one to invest in. I promise you, you won't go wrong with Aegir. At number 4, I'm gonna go Gwen. Gwen is getting dated, but after the Tim emblems creep, Gwen is here to stay. She is still one of the best yellow tanks in the game and still in the top 5 tanks in the game, no matter what anybody says. Mana down from everybody is ridiculous. Healing herself and reducing the shield damage from the opposite color of herself with the purple buff up shield. Insane. Just ridiculous. Great tech. A 3-in-1 big threat. Always has been a threat. Always will be a threat. You can catch a Gwen on a good day. You can catch a Gwen on a bad day. Gwen is Gwen. I have lost to her as just as many times as I probably have won. Was avoiding her at one time, but now, nah, Gwen's here to stay. Next up at number 3, I'm gonna go with Kutchin. And now that I looked at this list, I think I've made a mistake, but that's okay. Kutchin is at number 3. I probably would put him a little bit higher up, but Kutchin's number 3. He's technically a healer, but his tech works so well for him being a tank. He can't be defensive down, and he has an innate shield up of 45% when his special goes off against the opposite color. So you can't defensive down him, and you can shield down him, but if you don't have Jackal going, which is a 4-star, who is on the lower end of health, he's there to stay. Not to mention he debuffs the rest of the team for defense. And he heals everybody up. Kutchin's here to stay. Chain link of shield up with the extra purples. I love Kutchin. If you have a cleric and you're trying to decide between who and who, Kutchin is here to stay. He's a long hero. He's doing pretty good. I would definitely recommend going Kutchin for a tank if you haven't used them already. And here's where my mistake is. Black Knight at number 2. I don't necessarily think he's number 2. Probably would have put him a little bit more like 4, but I gotta rework it. It's whatever. Black Knight at number 2. I think he's gonna bring red tanks back. I'm gonna go out there on a whim. Black Knight, he has a taunt on him. Also, he reduces the damage. He buffs up the whole team with some crazy offense, and he kind of has a dot with him because he's a barb, so he can kind of make you bleed. I like Black Knight. He talks junk in the game. Come on, man. Nothing not to like about that. Great animation. I think he's here to stay. And if you don't like him at tank, he makes a great flank. So definitely Black Knight. He's taking the specials and he reduces the damage of that. So I got him at number 2. Now for number 1. And this is kind of in favor of my boy, That Dad. He influenced me on this one, but it makes sense. Boss Wolf is number 1 tank right now, as far as I'm concerned. The Reflect and the Reduce of Mana is just his special alone. Not to mention he comes with the most defense and most health prior to some of the emblems. So he is the top, stat guy in the game for tanking. Not to mention, he's a boss. Like, you can't beat the boss. With his class of being a druid, it actually increases his health because the minions, the druid thorns are about, I think, 150 a piece, and if he happens to get 2 of those off, you're looking at almost a 3k, you're looking at almost 2.5, almost 2.7k boss wolf. That's insane. 2.7k on a hero from getting hit by ghost tile. Don't ghost tile in a boss wolf, especially when they get closer up to this past 11 mark on the druid emblems. Boss Wolf is here to stay. Yes, he's very slow, but where you can make up for that with a fast mana troop or put a tank troop on him. And when he goes off, it's game changing. And if you have to fight him after he goes off, I guarantee you it's a struggle to get back up there. Better bring your Dispel with Boss Wolf. He is beatable, but I got him at number 1. He does change the game quite a bit when he goes off, and his tech naturally is nice. He can take a hit. You can punch him in the face as much as you want. He's still here. All right, next up, we're gonna go with healers. Healers, and at number 5, the first season 1 person on this list, VIVICA. VIVICA is here. She's going to be here. The defensive up will keep VIVICA alive, not to mention high tile damage, and she heals. If nothing else, you can always put VIVICA on the wing. You can put her at the flank, and she's going to do what she's supposed to do. VIVICA is still sturdy, still here. Healers from season 1 will probably stay a long time. That's all I got about VIVICA. VIVICA, yellow healer, which is kind of rare because there's no 4-star yellow healers. Come on, SG, give us a 4-star yellow healers. 4-star yellow healer. All this tech we're getting. All right, and number 4, Grazul. Yes, I got Grazul at number 4. She's above VIVICA. She's above VIVICA because of her very fast. If you need to come back real quick from 2 tile hits, Grazul is your chick. Make 6 matches from red. Already buffed up to where the whole team's immune for two turns, and a quick little 15% heal, which is equivalent to about a 250 to 300 heal, depending on what the health ranges of your hero. And that is enough to cover about a hit and a half to 2 hits from certain heroes, depending on what their tile damage is. Grazul is definitely a great grab. Her and Gravemaker, her and Onzog work really well together. Just because of the very fast, and then also with the Onzog's shield up and Grazul's reduction of buffs or debuffs, tough combination to beat. All right, so at number 3 for healer, somebody say Mother North. Yeah, Mother North is definitely going to be number 3 for healing for me. Yes, she is at number 3, full heal, minions, and the resurrection at 50%. The reason she's at number 3 is because that heal is still as strong, the same percentage I think as VIVICA and and Cutchin, but she also has the minion tech and she has a resurrection tech, which is awesome. And not to mention, who doesn't want a bowl of porridge when you're getting healed? Like, I mean, I just died, I come back, I'm all cold from the underworld, and I eat something warm. Absolutely, gotta go with Mother North for number 3. All right, and at number 2, Lady of the Lake. I got her above Mother North because as Mother North's minions attack, which is great, and she can bring you back to life, this chick's minions attack and steal your mana. Are you crazy? Yes, you gotta go with Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake, strong heal, not to mention she's coming with that family tree bonus. So the family tree bonus, and she's a sorcerer with that mana down. So now she's stealing your mana. If you get that mana down, little bug for 2 turns, oh man, tough to come back from her when she's going off. I've gone against a couple Lady Lakes. I will say I'm pretty unsuccessful against her. She's probably one of the closer to top, probably one of the top 10 players in the game right now, just based off of her tech. Her tech is so good. And again, this is an example of like why this list will probably be irrelevant after Pirates comes out, honestly, because we're getting some more tech for buffs and debuffs that's going to just change up the game. By the end of this year, this list will probably have everybody that's coming out from the new events. But I'll make it then. Right now, we're doing it now. At number 1, I think she's going to be the queen of the sea eventually. Got to go AERON at my number 1 healer. The fact that the rest of them are slow and she's normal and still has about a 40% heal is insane. Not to mention, she is ready to heal up again because of her buff of mana. She increases the mana based off the tile. She's not an Albie where you just naturally get mana just per turn. But if you're running blue and you happen to have a blue cascade after she goes off, guess what? She goes off again. So it's so easy for her to come back and just res the team. Not to mention the buff of the mana up for everybody else. So then on defense, she's really strong because she makes like your quick hitters go off real fast. I've seen a lot of people run her as tank. Not a bad move. Wings and flanks, still not a bad move. I like AERON. She's definitely my number 1 healer in the game right now. All right, so next we have, oh no, what did I do? We have buffers. I hit the wrong one. There we go. We have buffers. This is going to be tough. A lot of people are not going to like this. Buffers, you think of, oh, well, I'm actually adding the buff to the team. So your team's getting the buff. And the game changers of the buffs of the team you're getting, or the buffs that come on your team, sorry. The hero that does one of the sickest buffs in the game right now, but I got her low because the simple fact is some other ones who do sicker buffs. Gotta go with Mitsuko. Man, how many times has Mitsuko saved me in raids? All because of her blue reflect. What's really nice about the buff is that it affects the whole team. No, she only hits 3 and only does mana down to 3, which is also excellent. But you can literally set up the team to make the blues destroy you and kill themselves. I love it. She is it's such a clutch buff that people are really, they're like, Mitsuko, she can kind of tank, she kind of flanks, but she is a great buffer. That reflect is sick, nasty buff. I love it, and it's really changed up what the buffs really do. Would you rather have offensive up, defensive up, or share, or literally turn the special right back around on the hero? Like for instance, your Thorn, a Sarnia, and your Master Lepus, all it does is go right back to them. So as hard as they're hitting you, and like the ones that hit multiples, hit them multiple times back. Mitsuko's the way to go. She's going to be kind of a pretty counter to a hero that's coming out pretty soon on Pirates. I think it's the Admiral, so I don't know his name, but that guy's going to really hate Mitsuko. But Mitsuko is definitely number 5 for my buffs. Number 4, gotta go with Ravnir. Yes, you've heard me live, you've heard me in conversation. I hate this guy. But you gotta love the fact that he is changing the game from Wukong. He's giving your special back. He's giving you a chance to hit back more. Ravnir is at number 4 because he is really good against Titans. And if you don't have my top 2 on this buff list, Ravnir is the 3rd choice for you, and he's better than Wukong. He does a hit with his buff. So like he hits somebody and then he buffs the team and it affects your tile damage, and that is really important right now. Although also it's like the highest attack up. I think at 175, maybe 170, no 185 I think it is. Something crazy. But Ravnir is definitely up there. He is my number 4 on this list. And at number 3, you guessed it, right? No, you didn't. Ursina. Ursina is definitely number 3. She has the same tech as Mitsuko, but she hits everybody. And she hits everybody harder than Mitsuko. And she hits everybody harder if they got more health. And she does more damage to yellows. And she does a yellow reflect, so the yellows can't even come back and do a special. Just like the blue spell reflect, the yellow reflect is just as important. But the fact that Ursina hits harder and does a little more damage and has a little more survivability and her stats are better, she's better than Mitsuko. And I put her above Ravnir just because she's more game changing as far as like your gameplay and as far as like offensive side. Where Ravnir will definitely change up your Titans. Ravnir will change up your raids, but it's hit or miss with the raids. On Titan, you're also losing that chance that you possibly could have got a better score or couldn't have got a better score. But Ursina is a base. She's steady. It's going to be what it is. Not to mention she crushes yellows. All right. So number 2. God, I hate that he's number 2, but he got knocked down. Buffers, gotta go with Tarlac. A little bit of heal, a little bit of muscle, whole lot of love, man. Tarlac, the beach bum who got tatted up and just stayed at Hawaii all the time. Tarlac comes in at number 2 because he literally was your Titan steady top buffer up until my number 1 came out. Tarlac is from season 2. He does have the family tree. He's a monk as well, so he avoids a lot of debuffs. That's another important thing. I'm not going over a lot of the classes of these guys, but some of their classes also makes them buff too. Ravnir was a druid, Mitsuko was a sorcerer, and Ursina is a sorcerer. Ravnir is buff of the druid. I guess that helps him out because he's kind of squishy, but no matter what, Tarlac is a monk, so we can avoid getting debuffed from defensive down, offensive down, and just different stuff, and also like mana. So I got Tarlac at number 2. Number 1, you guessed it, Mickey. Mickey's sick. I'm mad I missed him. Mickey is sick. He is so nasty. That 110, that little 10% up, oh my goodness, it's so strong. And even going against him is annoying because he actually debuffs your whole team with silence, and he hits you. So yeah, Mickey's definitely going to be at number 1 for the buffer side because of the muscle up, and he's resistant to silent as well. He has a chain link of, I want to say it's the mana up. Yeah, he has the mana up chain link. Mickey's also a barbs. He actually has a dot too. Dude, Mickey's got it going on. I'm mad I missed him. Sorry. Salute to all my people who have them. I wasn't really hyped about them, and be honest with you. You know what's funny? A lot of time what deters people from heroes is not what you think it is. I don't like the way he looks. I can't stand his card. I think it's a horrible looking card. Like, I like the little bone sword. Other than that, it's an ugly card. Sorry. That's why I didn't go. That's why I didn't get Mickey. Mickey's great. If you have him, you're lucky you. All right. So next we're gonna go debuffers, and this list is people gonna kill me on this one too. But realistically, this is the game changing of the game. Honestly, right here, and a lot of these people are gonna be the exact same, but they're gonna kill me for this one. Let me get to my clicks right. Let me go. All right. So at number 5, believe it or not, bam, Frida. Frida dispels the enemy team and she reduces their shield down by 54% for blue. Now, you might say, why would Frida be at number 5? She's not really a debuffer, but she is. Shield down is better than defensive down. It's a higher percent down for the tile damage. If you happen to have a chance to do both, then both is better. But blue shield down, green shield down, purple shield down, red shield down, yellow shield down is better than having defensive down. If you can do both, that's great. But if you have one or the other, start with the shield down first, then go with the defensive down. Chain link up. Frida does, I think, chain against green, I believe, if I'm not correct. I should be correct. I think she has a shield up against green. So she protects herself against green. She is a paladin. She protects herself. You can technically take this girl, flank this girl. I wouldn't wing her personally, but you could wing her too. She's one of those multi-purpose. She goes wherever you want to go. The reason she's at number 5 is because of her mana speed. She is average. So after Frida, I got to go with Panther. Panther is higher up than Frida because she's fast. But she's older, so her stats aren't as good as the one who's above her. Another shield down character. These guys are crucial against Titans. If you happen to have all the shield down, salute and hats off to you. You know what I'm talking about. The shield down is probably one of the bigger buffs in the game. So Panther is definitely at number 4 for me. And also she dispels as well. Sorry, but all these guys do. Evelyn. Evelyn's another one at number 3. Evelyn's newer. She's fast. She has a chain link, so she comes with a buff, so that makes her better than Panther. I have to give it to Evelyn. She's rocking and rolling. She is definitely at number 3 with the green shield down, dispel, hitting 3. You know, works great with Evelyn. Works great with Kingston coming out. She works great with all the hitters. You know, she just makes your Titan damage. She makes your offensive damage. She makes defense good. You put her in that first wing spot, you know what you got going on. You know, they get buffed up, now reduce it all down on defense and offense. Evelyn's at number 3 for the debuffers. Now, at number 2, this is an oldie but goodie, but I got to put her up here because there's not another person that does defensive down like she does. Got to go with Athena. Throwback classic. Not nearly as survivable as the rest of the 3, and I kind of find her slow a little bit off now. But when you do get her off, the defensive down, which is still as important, she does go and she does hit 3 people, and she has a defensive down that actually staggers down, which is some of the new tech that we're going to see with Kingston coming out, and I kind of like it. And until we get another defensive down, which she's going to replace really quick after Pirates, I got to put Athena up here. She's probably not number 2, really. She's probably like number 5 on this list, but Athena is up here. And at number 1, which has similar tech to the same person, I'm rocking with Kingston. He's taking Richard's spot. Offensive down. Kingston's fast. Offensive down goes to 3, and it's a staggering offensive down. Not to mention your boy can't be burned. Oh my goodness. He is your Aslar, Gravemaker, Colin, Yahanger, Marjana, counter. Like, he can't be burned on green. Yes, will he still take that damage from the hit? Absolutely. But he can't be burned. Awesome. Not to mention he has a mana up and he's fast. And he hits at a 445% to one target. Somebody's getting killed. Like, he is good. And he's a fighter. He comes back to life. Like, he probably could have been on the hitter side, but I had to put him somewhere. And I was like, let me go focus on his debuff versus the hitter because he's new. But I got to get Kingston number 1 right now for as the debuffers, because fast offensive down, you'll see it comes in handy. Big shout out to him. I like him right now. He's going to be fun. I definitely run him as a wing. Maybe as a wing in the 5 or the 1 spot. Probably more in the 1 spot if you're trying to get ahead of your raid. If you're trying to close with him as a finisher because you have Evelyn in that 1 spot, put him at the 5 spot and let him hit last. But I gotta go with Kingston. Kingston's up here. That fast mana definitely gives him high tech. Not to mention, look at his stats, man. Go ahead, 749 with the tile damage. He's gonna be sick. Light on the health, So as you can see, he's skinny. He needs a sandwich, but Kingston's definitely up here on the debuffer side. So that is my top 5 of each class. I know everybody right now is like, dude, you did you banging their head against the keyboard, whatever. But bam, left off. You know I gotta cover my butt a little bit, right? So first person, everybody's like, you left off. This is my favorite hero. It's gonna be Hell. Hell is still relevant, very good. With the amount of dispellers we have in the game right now, her silence or no mana is starting to become a little less relevant. But Hell is still good, and she hits 3 and she does more damage against yellows. So you got to give it up to Hell. Hell's not bad on Titans either if you're not expecting that hit, but that's why I kind of put her on this left off list, because sometimes now we go against these 13s and 14 stars Titans, you want the special to hit because it hits less than the basic attack. So that's where you kind of like, you want to give them another regular attack and kill me, or take the special for everybody and then come back. So I got to get Hell on the, as far as like one of the top persons I left off. I'll go with I think she's number 6 on this list. Number 5 on this list, Zimkaitha. Zimkaitha is a buffer and dispeller of her team. She probably should have been on the list for the buffers, but I took her off the list because we have so many new buffers, and Zimkaitha is still here, good to stay. But is she one of those people that changes when she goes off? No, it's her continuing going off is what keeps you alive. I love Zimkaitha. I have her, and she's one of those great players. Far as number 4 that fell off the list, Seishat. Seishat is making a big upset. People love her. She call her Gwyn Killer. Absolute, she is the Gwyn Killer. Not to mention when she gets rolling with those minions, she is so hard to kill. Seishat also dispels 3. So you've got a dispeller, a hitter, and a minion person. And she has chain link of mana and her special is fast. Definitely should have been on this list, but I felt like I had other heroes that were a little better and something, because Seishat's a jack of all trades and not a master of one. So I got to get Seishat on this list, but she's on my left off, and she's at number 4. Number 3, who could have been a tank, and some people would have said, yeah, absolutely. Minion and a taunt makes sense. You want to have Queen of Hearts up here. The minion does the taunting for you, so you know Queen's up there. She hits 3. Not to mention she's a paladin, works great with her tech, high health, high defense. She could be on the tank list for sure. Probably would have been on there if it weren't for Black Knight. Again, probably would have been in that 5 spot for me, but she's definitely up there. Great tech. She deserves a spot on this list, so I put her on the left off. And then, as far as like one of the buffers, I think that should have been on this list, but we just have so many buffers in the game. AERON. Don't forget about AERON. AERON is the first Grizzle. AERON is the first, what's the alligator name? Gatorus. So AERON's on this list. It's just that he fell off. Not to mention he heals everybody with a buff and does a chain link of defense and offense up for the purples. AERON should have been on this list. He is a great hero. If you have AERON, don't count him out. I personally would invest as a monk in AERON. He's not a bad player. He should definitely be on this list. And last but not least, we have the King of the Sea. But let me tell you something. There's a king before there's a King of the Sea as far as hitters. Arthur is still a powerhouse hitter. Not to mention his tech is so good. Independent contractor should have been on the hitter list for sure. Another one that has the 4-in-1. I think he's like one of the first 4-in-1 heroes. Special skill resist on him. Blue down on you. And then I want to say he hits hard as a truck. And then now he has the buff from being the Knights of Avalon. I want to say he has something else as far as like in his tech. Give me one sec, I gotta look at it. But like Arthur is, you know, his special, you can't sleep on him. He's one of those hitters that probably should have been on this list. A lot of people have him underrated for sure. But Arthur is definitely a great hero. And let me find what else he does. Yeah, nope. 40% defense goes. Oh yeah, that's right. Target gets 25% attack. The attack damage from the target goes down. The target gets a shield down and an attack down. I knew it was 4. Yeah, so he does shield down, which is the number 1 buff I just went over. He does attack down, which is also a good buff. It's probably like at number 4, maybe even number 3. and then he does special skill up on himself, and he hits like a truck. Dude, how are you coming back from that, from at least that one hero? He's taking out somebody. So Arthur is definitely on this list. Guys, that's what I got for my top 5. So that was 31 heroes I went over. Again, I think this list is going to change in the next 2-3 months. Actually, next, yeah, because we already went over 1 in 4 months. 4 months, this list is completely different. Probably going to have to redo it again. Completely different heroes, completely different tech. We've got the Goat Rider coming out. Neath is coming out. Oh my God, can't wait. We have 2, again, 5 stars from each of the rest of the events, which is Taltalk, we still got to go, Pirates. We have Wonderland to go, and we have and Fables, Grim Forest. So yeah, you guys have a good one. This is my top 5. Kill out. Peace.